So, assuming this is recording, this is going to be... I'm just going to keep it to laning phase, really, because the rest of the game, I don't know. We'll run through it quick and see if anything else happens. I only putting this up because I realised I haven't actually got a Vlad versus Rengar matchup in my guide, I believe. If I could sum this up, it would be that... stay away from the bushes, stay the other side of them, look at the low health minions, know that he's going to jump to them, and get ready to Q it as soon as he appears out of the bush. And then hit him. Don't walk into melee range, and that's basically it. So he jumps to it, you Q him. You then walk away from it, and you keep hitting him, because he's just going to push, because that's what happens with his healing, is he'll push. You don't want to stay next to those minions because then he'll just auto-attack you for free. In the meantime, now that's happening, let's go look what happened at bot. We are now fans of late invades. Right? Try this with your team. Go at 150, go at 148, go, because if you're purple, go, and then they'll almost always find them here because they're going to be helping their red. And that's what happens. It's like, well shit, 3v4. Because the mid lane's never here anymore. The mid lane's always already gone to mid. And so, yeah. I also desperately wanted to tell LeBlanc to read my guide because she's fucking horrible. Then they steal it, and Leslie, what the fuck was that flash? So Leslie has now Leslie has not only now died, but we've also now got the buff. So as I said, we either get first blood, 3 buffs, or both. So now Lucian's ahead, mid's like going well, and also Lulu's. Oh my God, LeBlanc, no. I have a feeling you might have actually read my guide. But you're just executing it so badly. Also, Leslie has convinced me to try playing LeBlanc again, so stay tuned. Fuck. That's what I mean. Right. We know he's going to jump to this. Therefore we stay close by, that he'll jump to it and then you're in range to hit him, but not close enough that he can actually hit you. I then do it the wrong way around. This is what I mean by I'm too close, because now he can just auto attack me, right? Not good. Should not happen. As you may have noticed, I auto attacked and queued in like the wrong places. I auto attack him and queued the minion as opposed to auto attacking the creep and queuing him. It's rather sad, but oh well. I then was actually a bit surprised at how much damage this was, but then I sort of should have known that this was actually much more damage than I thought it was. He literally just jumped straight at me. It's like, what? Ow, my face, it burns. He probably would have just lunged from it, didn't have heal. But early on, just be careful of that, and that's about it. Especially since he's taken Doran's Blade as opposed to Sustain, which is what I've taken. Leslie comes to gank, doesn't actually need my help. And I'm trying to push this, which isn't very quick. And then I try to go for Seeker's Arm Guard. Once you get some armor as Vlad versus Ringo, the match is pretty much over. The laning phase anyway. Outside of it, it's interesting. I mean, you now have an exclamation mark to know if Rengar is jumping on your face. And I was actually surprised later on by how much damage he did, but meh, this guy plays a fair amount of Ringo. He runs at you, you run the other way, you retreat, you hit him because he has no real gap closing, he's not in a bush. I mean, by all means, I hope you know how to avoid Bola Strike, because that's a straight line skill shot. But even if that hits, it's like, who cares? As always, if there is a minion wave, try and drag it south. The turret doesn't kill it, but also be aware that sometimes when you do that, you'll find either an enemy mid or jungler waiting for you, being very, very, very patient and going to kill you. Also, when you're against Rengar, the second thing you must always remember, always say if he's missing, right? It's a very, very common tactic for them to just run to mid, ult, and then jump on your mid lane and kill them. Very common. And every time he leaves, you must say something. Which is why this time we're going back, shove the ward here, and you'll see what happens later. That time I was trying to preempt when he was going to jump for it, and he probably realized that's what I did previously. But it didn't happen this time. I then sell some misinformation to Leslie. He utilized a trinket, I believe, for this, whereas I utilized a actual ward. Which means that I potentially stop Leslie from getting a kill, but we'll see. As always, stay as high health as possible. And then I see Rengar is leaving the building. Then tell your mid that he's leaving because Rengar is missing. In the meantime, then you just shove his wave in because you know he's gone. And as such, Rengar lost a fair amount of CS and nothing happened in mid. We keep going. And Rengar's gone again. We ping it again. It's like, hi Rengar, you're still there. We're just going to keep shoving the wave because why not? Then Rengar tried and failed miserably. In the meantime, taking his turret, and he's losing even more CS. Except he was still staying here for some reason, but oh well. This is the problem when you run heal. He can't kill you, which I suppose is the main thing, because you will outscale him. And on top of that is you don't actually need to kill him. As long as he doesn't get fed, right, all is good. But that's assuming, this is the one thing when you take heal, is that you won't reverse snowball, they won't snowball, you might not snowball as hard as you could yourself if you don't take ignite. And I understand that in like lower elos, or lower tiers, whatever the fuck you want to call it now, you want to snowball as hard as fast as you can. But there comes a stage where you realize that, yeah, probably a better idea to just make sure we get to the late game, because it appears that in Season 4 you do get to late game pretty often. Remember Season 1 2, things were really early game based. Don't know what LB was doing, but oh well. LB is getting beaten up by Lulu. And then as soon as she used a Q and she ate a biscuit, it's like, yeah, I think I know which is the real LeBlanc. Then just came in and killed her instead. I want to go this way. Leslie goes top. There's Ola saying that he's coming this way. I assume Ringo came south, and I'm right, and Ringo then jumps on my face. I actually completely overestimated the amount of damage he did. I mean, he flashes for it, because he assumed I would flash for it. But I should have pulled a lot earlier until Leslie came. It turned out Leslie came, but it was nowhere like near enough because Lee Sin was coming and just bug out before, no pun intended. Shit got worse. Lulu, meanwhile, is running around killing everything because, you know, some champions are designed that all parties have fun. Lulu is not one of them. To be fair, I guess neither is Vlad. Because it is a bit strange how his healing is in reverse. Needs it the most in the beginning, it's low. Doesn't need it as much at 9, it's really high. And now Ringo is doing his own bloody thing. Like, are you trying to be singed? Like, is he still here? He's not. He is. Like, I even put my face in, nothing happens. Just, what? You are here. Then we chase him. Right. He probably went that way. No, he just ran backwards instead. Yeah. Okay. He probably just followed me, knew where I was going, then went back again. I might try to outbrain someone that way, but I might just end up outplaying myself. Ugh. Because it does make sense. If you're running in the same direction as them, they're going to run the opposite direction. Therefore, you must always go one way, then just go back the way you came. Because either way, you're either closer than they are, or you're just on top of them. I mean, it'll suck if it turns out that you turn back the moment they decide to turn back and realize you don't actually have a fucking clue, but bleh. Where's he gone now? Don't know. Oh, he went all the way down. Ringo went south to get stuff done, because roaming. Tristana has a bloodthirster, which means she needs to be shot. But in the meantime, I just keep shoving because I can afford to do so. Then there's Lupran behind Lee. If he decides to take the silly way home, he doesn't. So we're just going to keep shoving. Meanwhile, LeBlanc starts as 0-3 and it started with a Void Staff because we're obviously packing loads of MR. I don't know what guide you're reading. It definitely isn't mine. 88 MR. Oh, it's MR. It's not going to really kill you. I mean, you don't even have Sorcerer's Shoes. Crying out loud. But he flashes, I flash as well. Remember that pool gives you a freaking speed boost. So we can run through this fight at least. There's probably more to this than I thought. It was at this moment in time, you can just keep queuing minions, because even if they keep hitting you, the amount you regenerate is more than the damage he does to you. It's that simple. Like, gonna ward that just in case he's in there. He is. I actually did that the wrong way round. I couldn't hit him with E, but it's fine. We pull instead. We both use Splash because Splash counters Splash. Any other thing? Yeah, that'll do. So this is the build I'm now getting more comfortable with. It's just high damage. High damage, high regen, high sustain. Vulnerable to going smush. Like mid there was a huge fight and no one died, which is amazing. Watch this. Just watch. I haven't even got to commentate on what's happening here. It's just like, what? Absolutely nobody died. It's amazing. Like, I'm worried Rengar might turn around on the side and kill somebody. But right now, I'm on full health. I can do what the heck I want. Run around the turret. Like, okay, if you want. And saying that Rengar's probably nearby, we should probably bug out. And he then comes in and rips someone the new one. But it's okay. He jumps into 5 of us, none of his team can help him. We'll just clean up afterwards. I also don't know what this LeBlanc is doing, but the other thing was, just because you're on half HP, okay, we have 3 people. LeBlanc's obviously still here. Let's all. Did I hit her with it? Yes, I did. Then we clean up because we can. It happens. Don't know what the fuck's up with that, but we're just going to try and end the game. I'm saying we could probably end the game. No, let's not. Let's not. I'm pretty certain that we hate each other in the top lane. I should not be here, right? I was actually greedy when it came to the CS, and then he comes up and he actually timed it correctly. So he knows I'm screwed, and he just laughs at it, so fair play to him. Oh dear. So he knows what he's doing. Right, I give it to him. He actually knows what he's doing. Then we have some majestical play here. So Leslie cocoons the bush just in case he's there. He is there. Ringo jumps on Lulu. Lulu doesn't actually care because he can just turn Ringo into a giant squirrel. Rengar then jumps back onto Elise. And the point was Lulu was going to shield Elise, but it ends out that Leslie is playing at such another level that he's just going to juke his own teammates. Makes sense. Then goes south to see if anything's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Push, 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 push. I would like to point out that watching this happen to my favorite character is depressing. Oh, why were you going in on no HP on mana? Oh yeah, Lulu lives. Because logic. It's like, I honestly don't care what LeBlanc does. She Qs me, I just Q something, and I'm back to full health. LeBlanc is not a threat. She's a late game champion now, am right? Not if you're fucking retarded, you're not. Suddenly, Leslie decides that it's a good idea to take on 3 people. Oh, all the combos, all the fails, and now there are 2 people chasing him down, so it means there's less of us to worry about. And Soraka flash heals Leslie. This was such bad teamwork. She face plants the wall. She could have flash distorted and it would have been better, but oh god, dead. Gee, I wonder where you are, but it's all. We let her live? Really? Oh. I'm disappointed in Soraka. At this moment in time, the ult really didn't do anything. It was simply there so that we could take the inhibitor, and I just wanted to end the game. I want to get my points. Such a massive losing streak. It is not incorrect to use your ults in such a manner that just scares people off the objective you're trying to go for. As long as you get the objective, of course, because it sucks if there's a fight afterwards and you need it, but you don't have it. As opposed to being in the middle, be around the side. That was it. If you were even more tanky, you could have stayed around the middle and kept outputting damage, but as it was, because you're not, just stay further back. So E is not as effective, but at least you're alive and you can keep outputting Qs. Then we have 2 things happening. He jumps on Lucian, kills him. I'm now facing 2 versus 1, and my last hurrah of the evening. So, Ringo then dies of AIDS, Leona goes back in, and we kill her as well. Like, outplayed! But in the meantime, Lulu was busy taking the Nexus. Don't know if you even found this video interesting or not. It wasn't as interesting as the other ones I felt, but meh. I lack what to do against Rengar video as far as I'm aware. I could be wrong, But in either case, good luck. Have fun.